rainy day version, because it really is raining. Let me show you my yard. You'll love to see this. I really need my hip boots. Look at this. This is my yard, y'all. There's those planters I showed you. That is all puddles. Puddles, puddles, puddles everywhere. Puddles and more puddles. And my crazy cats are out here too, thinking they have to be out here. However, my door is slightly ajar, so if they want to go back in, they can. I have left that option open to them for sure. So we are going to go on our walk and commence as we normally do. I'm going to try not to step in too many puddles. But, you know, water never killed anybody. It's just a little wetness. All right. Well, off we go. And on my second square around, if I make it that far, hopefully I do, without getting too terribly wet. My second square around, I will be talking about executive dysfunction because that is one of the things I struggle with, and I would like everybody to understand what that means. And maybe you have that problem and you don't know that you have that problem. But that'll be for the second square. This is the first square. If it starts coming down too hard and lightning and stuff, of course I'll have to prematurely conclude our walk. But for now, it's just very brisk air. I think it's down in like the 50s temperature wise. So it's not horrible. Oh, there's a big puddle. Let's see if I can dodge it. I got to kind of walk on higher ground here, which there isn't much. But there we go. We got around that mess. Ugh, yuck. Okay, I just don't want water oozing into my socks. That's all I'm concerned about. But as you can see, I got my umbrella. Here, I'll give you a little bit more of a shot here of what we're dealing with. Here I am, under the umbrella. I love umbrellas. Whoever created the umbrella should have won some kind of prize because when it's raining, it is the thing, you know. I'm wondering what the pollen counts are today, being that it's raining. I wonder if the counts are high or how that works. I really don't know. But, and so I am. There's my walking's so good for you. If you're here, say a howdy doody. I'd love to talk to you, say hi. Talking always makes the walking more enjoyable. But yeah, it's pretty drizzly out today. It's supposed to rain pretty hard today, I guess, on and off. It did yesterday as well. Yesterday my toilet decided to plug and now the toilet has gone down, so go figure. Step over this puddle. See this nice puddle along the side of the road? Yeah, it's a rainy day. All right, well, we're still walking though. We made it across that field area that I just walked. See, that's where I walk. There's my house. And now I'm on the side street walking. It's brisk out today for sure. My coat did not fully dry from yesterday, so I am wearing a somewhat damp coat. Probably not the best idea, but the walk must go on, and so it shall. All right. Walking, walking, walking. Da, 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 da. Oh, wow. Very overcast day today. I always show you the clouds in the sky. Can't even see any clouds. It's just a gray sky. Definitely rainy. Rainy, rainy day. But it's morning time and it's time to walk. So here I am. I will not be walking in the snow. In the snow, I stay in the house as much as possible. And I travel if I need to in my car and stuff. But other than that, no, I do not walk in snow. That is my drawback. There's a little birdie out. I figure if the birds can be out, why not me? See the little bird on the left side of the screen? There it goes. Flying into the sky. All right. Well, we made it halfway on the first square. We're coming up the front street here. And then we'll be going up my driveway and we'll start our second square, and I can share with you about executive dysfunction and what it means to me. And maybe to you, who knows. Like I told you, I will be getting formal testing done soon to find out a little bit more about what this amazing brain does in my head. Look at my little gully here. It's like a little river, pond, something, filled with water. Lots of rain happened. Yeah, it's chilly, guys. Chilly, chilly. Here comes the car down the road. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord today. The birdies, me, the little critters in the soil, the worms, the grasshoppers. Let them all praise the Lord. This is the day the Lord has made. Overcast and rainy, but the grass kind of needs it. Look at the yellow grass. The Lord apparently knew that our grass needed some water. He waters it from heaven. I'm going to check my mail real quick in case I might have forgot it yesterday. I don't think I did. I don't think I forgot it yesterday, but I'm going to give it a shot. Nope, we're good. No mail. No mail. Oh, now this is the fun part. Going up the puddled driveway again. It's really puddled today. I won't be walking through that. We'll stay right up here on the grass with my feet. No puddles. Wow, very quiet chat today. Nobody really wanting to say much. That's okay. Probably just wondering who the goofy lady is that's walking in the rain, huh? It's me. Me, under my umbrella. Okay. I'll keep my face on. Maybe more people will chat with my face on there. So I stood on the scale this morning. 181.9, so we're still in the low 180s. Yay. That's a good sign. That shows I gained like 8 ounces overnight, which obviously y'all know that's almost impossible to do. Might be water weight, could be muscle weight. I worked out a lot yesterday. I think it could even be lactic acid buildup, but I'm not sure if lactic acid weighs anything. I just know I stood on that scale and that's what it said. And I was like, oh, interesting. Then I got down, I went and measured myself, and I'm still at 44-inch waist, which is awesome because I started out at like a 46, 47-inch waist. So I'm very happy with the 44. That shows definite progress. And y'all, when I put my jeans on today, my loop, you know how you get your belt loop thing? My loop went really, really, really tight before it closed. So that shows that I am definitely losing some weight in the belly area. Oh, and the, sorry, hold on, y'all. Gotta hop over this water. Yuck. My whole yard is flood zone here. So I have to walk around all that mess. I did get some in my shoe, and my sock is now wet, but oh well, whatever. No pain, no gain, as they say. And the cats were smart. They went back in the house. Good kitties, smart kitties. All right, guess what, y'all? We just did the whole square. We're going to do it one more time. Oh, there's a cat that's not smart. Which cat is that? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Micha, is that you, crazy girl? Yeah, that's Michi. She's doing her potty. Then she'll probably go in the house. She's doing her business for the morning. We don't need to watch that. We really don't. Okay, I got my little paper here in my hand. I've been holding it this whole time. Little envelope. I'm going to explain to you on the back of the envelope what executive dysfunction involves. So, the first part of executive dysfunction, or I'll say executive challenge. We won't call it a dysfunction because it's just a different way the brain works. It doesn't have to cause you any harm or dysfunction. It can just be a difference. So the first thing is, if you have an executive challenge, you may focus too much on one thing. For some people, it's video games. Other people, it's a hobby. Sometimes it's just a thought. But it's just a very, they call it hyper focus. Hi. Hi, Mom. There's Mom. That's my spiritual mom, otherwise known as foster mom, as I call her. But actually, she never fully adopted me, so not legally foster mom, but pretty much raised me from the time I was 17 till now. She's still raising me. That'll never stop till one of us goes to be with the Lord. But I'm so glad you made it. Yay! Hopefully you don't get any icky ads in the meantime. I try not to have those kind of ads attached to my channel, but unfortunately I don't control or pick or choose my ads. So if you do, just delete them and come back to the channel. Okay, so the first thing is focusing too much on one thing. Getting hyper fixated is another way to say it. I'm trying to think of some other ways people hyper fixate. Well, you could even hyper fixate on working out. And thankfully, I don't do that, y'all. Monday is my leg day, and Tuesday is my abs day. So my abs got a nice workout yesterday. And obviously it worked because my belt was really, really super snug this morning. So let me see if I can give you a gander. Hold on. I'm trying to juggle everything here with one hand. So my belt, you know when you put your belt on, this little long thing. Look how long that is, y'all. I had to tighten it, like tight, to get my pants. That says something's happening here. What's interesting is this time around, I'm not losing it in my face as much. I still got the little chubby chin. Now, a little bit, my cheeks are kind of gaunt compared to how they normally are when I'm very overweight. But that chin just doesn't go. The rest of me, though, yes, it's shrinking. So I'm so happy. All right, the next thing is people with executive dysfunction, or I did it again, executive challenges, we'll say executive mental challenges, are easily distractible. Not me, squirrel. Yeah, definitely at times I can be distractible. I don't know if I would say easily. Only when I want to get something done that I need to do. Like, clean something in the house. All of a sudden, I just happen to notice a TV show that I wanted to watch. Or I want to write in my journal now. Or I want to call this person on the phone. And then 2 hours later, like that little thing they put on 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't clean this thing. What happened? I got distracted. Yeah, that is definitely a thing at times. Daydreaming is the other thing of executive mental challenges. Just like zoning out. Especially if somebody talks to me and they're like monotone or complainy or just want to talk about. Yeah, I'm thinking of a few people right now, but I will not mention names. And I'm just zoning and I'm answering saying, yeah, right, And every once in a while they'll be like, wait a minute, did you even hear what I said? I told you my grandmother fell and broke her hip. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I didn't really hear that. I misunderstood you. So, hi, Charity. Sweet SM. I don't know what that means. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, you just kind of zone out. Oh, must be a gamer. Mom, when gamers come in, it'll say their name and it'll say said hi with a hand near it. It's kind of strange, but it's whatever. Hi. I said hi. Dee Dee said hi, too. All right, so daydreaming and zoning out, that's part of executive mental challenges. Um, Struggling between more than one task. Okay, about that. Years ago, back in 2009, I took something called Topamax. You guys have heard me talk about it before. And it's kind of a controversial thing because it was very relatively new back when I started taking it, as far as using it for certain challenges, bipolar being one of them. Now, my diagnosis, as you know, is cyclothymia, not bipolar, which bipolar is. Cyclothymia is a very, very, very mild form of bipolar. It means that I don't have like extremes to the point where I'm spending myself into the poorhouse. I'm doing unseemly things with every person that walks by, or things like that. Like, no extremes. But with me, it's just in the beginning of the month, kind of mellow, calm, cool, collected. And towards the end of the month, I'm very bubbly. That's what Matthew's nickname is for me. My husband, he calls me bubbly. So yeah, from about the 14th or 15th of the month, I'm very bubbly. So that's pretty much how it works in me. And because of the second part of the month, would I struggle between a couple tasks? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't. It depends on the situation. If I know what's expected of me and people spell it out step by step, then I do fine on the tasks. If you hand me a manual and say, learn this and do it, yeah, probably not going to happen too easily. You're going to have to literally tell me, okay, the first thing you do is this. For instance, if I had to maybe warm up muffins, or not muffins, biscuits, because I used to have to do that when I worked for Popeyes. You would have to tell me where the biscuits were. Oh, they're in the freezer. So you get the biscuits out of the freezer, put them on this cookie sheet, turn the oven on to such and such a temperature, put them into the oven, set the timer for what I'll show you, and then when the timer goes ding, you pull them out. Okay, I got that. I can do that. But if you tell me, I need you to go make some muffins or some biscuits for me, they're in the freezer, just turn the oven on, mix them up, put them on the sheet and throw them in there, and when they're done, pull them out. No, no, not going to happen, because I'm going to be asking you lots of questions like, okay, where did you say the biscuits were? In the freezer. Okay. And you said mix them up. What do you mean? I mean, like, lay them out on the cookie sheet, like, evenly with space between them. Oh, okay. That's how that conversation would go. Because you need to tell me the deets, people. You can't just say, go do this and throw me into it, because that's not going to happen. The last people that did that, actually, it was at Popeyes. I decided that I had done sides enough, like put out the mashed potatoes and the soups or whatever we had, the gravy. And I wanted to do something different, so I said, hey, I'm enjoying doing the sides and everything, but I'm kind of bored. Could I do something different? Well, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know. I don't know what your job positions are. Well, let's try you on drive-through. This is how they tried me on drive-through. They took the headphones and they said, okay, you're going to watch what she does, the lady with the headphones on that's already doing drive-through, and then you're going to do exactly what she does. Okay. So the first customer comes up and it's my turn. Starts ordering stuff. Yeah, I'll have 2 sides of mashed potatoes, and I'll have a biscuit with that. Oh, wait, make that 5 biscuits. No, actually, my son wants them to. Make that 6 biscuits, and make sure you put extra gravy on the potatoes, and we'll take a side of the chicken tenders, and by that time, my brain is going, what, huh, what? Why? Because I wasn't trained, because you threw me into a job, because you just plopped earphones on me and said, here, do what you see. That was. So I took the headphones off and I walked into the kitchen and I said, I can't do this. I told the manager, I can't do this. So what do you mean you can't do it? You didn't train me. Yeah, I did. I had you watch it. No. You don't train me that way. You actually let me watch one part at a time, and then you put me on the headphones and then have me do it. Tell me if I did it right, if I need to make corrections. That's how you train me. Yeah, well, why don't you just go sweep the kitchen or sweep the dining hall? Okay. So I go out and I sweep. And I finally start thinking, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't like the way they treat me. I don't like the constant drama. I don't like the fights, whatever. And I took my apron off, brought it into the kitchen, and I ran out the door, y'all, to the bus stop. Never going back again. Actually, never gone back there, never, because they treated me so. Anyway, you can't do that to me. You have to spell things out and train me. Now, once I'm trained, I get it. But you can't just throw somebody with an executive challenge into a job and expect them to do it. That's cruelty. That's torture. That's terrifying to us. So, not going to happen. Next, couple of things. Impulse control. Oh, by the way, I did the 2 squares, just so you guys know. So I'm done with the walk part, but I'm just finished telling you this, and then I'll wrap it up if I don't have any more comments. Impulse control. Doing things before thinking. Anything that you do before thinking of consequences, before thinking how it's going to affect other people, before thinking of how it's going to affect you. Impulse control. That's part of executive mental challenges. They don't always think before they act. And then all of a sudden there's consequences and they can't figure out, how did I get here? Why did this happen? Oh boy, here we go. All right. You have a timeout for 24 hours, Ghost. Congratulations. Enterprise. Okay. Control. I talked about trouble starting difficult and boring tasks. This is the last part of this executive challenge thing. Trouble starting difficult or boring tasks. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Sometimes a boring thing could be talking on the phone. I don't want to do it. I will tell people I would rather text message. I don't like talking on the phone if you go on and on and on and I don't get a word in edgewise. Because to me, a conversation, even on the phone, is you talk, I listen. I talk, you listen. And when you listen, you tell me what you heard me say, and you either commiserate with me or tell me, oh, that's great, or that's awful, or something. It's not me listening to you dump on me. I am not a garbage disposal, guys. I'm not, and neither are you, and you shouldn't be for anybody. So, yeah, I can't do that. That's one of the reasons I won't take certain jobs, that I just have to sit and listen to people go on and do nothing at all to improve their situation. I am a fixer. If you tell me you have an issue, first thing I'm going to do is say, I will pray for you right now. And I will pray on the spot, usually, unless I'm like maybe doing something that I could get hurt, like maybe driving on a busy highway or something else. I'll say, wait till I pull over and I will pray for you. And then I pray right then and there. Because time is of the essence. When someone needs prayer, stop, drop, and pray. There is no waiting. You do it then. You do it powerfully. You take authority over the situation for them on their behalf, and you command everything to line up the way the Lord wants it to line up. And I do that immediately without thought. So that's like a reflex for me. By the way, what do you think of my nails? Aren't those wild? Yikes. I just saw this nail polish yesterday. I'm like, I must have. I must have that. I must do that. I like it. I'm not going to always do it, but the whim hit, so I did. Okay, so yeah, trouble starting boring tasks. Um, or difficult tasks. With somebody with executive challenges, if our house gets out of order, which often it does because I also have ADHD, if that happens and I look at my house and I say, I need to clean my house today, do you know what often happens? Nothing. Because if it's that overwhelming, I don't know where to begin. That is why I have enacted, as some of you know and have seen, the double broomstick method, where I will lay broomsticks perpendicular to each other and section out a corner of the room and say, okay, Laura, do that corner. And then I will move them slightly and do the next section and the next section until, before I know it, the whole perimeter outside of the room is finished. And then I will work my way into the middle of the room. I've done it in every room of my house, which there's not many rooms in my house because it's tiny, but it works like a charm, y'all. It helps relieve the overwhelm of a big, huge project that you don't even want to begin. So I have learned, thankfully, I'm very, as much as I have this challenge with the executive dysfunction, I have learned little tips and tricks of the trade to get things done anyways, in spite of my challenge. I've done it and I've succeeded at it. Same thing with losing weight. That can feel very overwhelming, especially if you're really overweight. I started out at 230 pounds, y'all. I'm down to 181. Now, that took from 2012, I think it was. Yeah, 2011, 12, something like that, to get down to that weight. And I still got a long ways to go, but I'm determined to do it. I'm finding different ways to go about doing it. One thing I really have implemented is the dumbbell lifting and some body resistance as well, which I hate body weight resistance workouts, y'all. I dread them like the plague. Hate them. Like where you put your two hands behind you and you lower yourself down and then you lift yourself up. Oh, it hurts the back of your arms so bad, the tricep area. But I also do tricep extensions. So my arms are pretty strong these days, so it's not as grueling as it used to be. But it is one of my very least favorite exercises. Right up there with the Tabata training. Don't like that either. If you don't know what that is, you can go look it up because I don't know how to explain it. It's just very grueling workout that is torture more than working out. So, HIIT training is another one I'm not a huge fan of. So if I'm going to do like what's called cardio, it'll be walking or dancing, most likely. And then the strength training will be the dumbbells. Just automatically, that's what I will do. So yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say. Does anybody have any questions or just want to make a comment or say hi? Whatever. Usually the rule is I give it a few minutes. If nobody talks, I conclude the live stream and I go on with my day. And there is Maverick. Good morning, Mav. Hi, handsome. I'm going to take this umbrella off my head now because I don't think it's raining anymore for the time being. It's supposed to rain on and off all day today. Oh, let me show you guys. I fell through there yesterday. See that little big gaping spot right there? That was where my foot went through. Because these pallets get very, very wet and eventually wear out. So I've been looking for a piece of wood to put there. And I have not found one yet, but I'm sure there is one somewhere. When I find one, you better believe I will be covering that hole so I don't do it again. All right. Well, nobody's really talking. I don't even know what time it is. It's 7:17. Nobody's probably even awake or they're at work already, depending on what they do. But point is, I will wait a couple more minutes and then I will head on off and conclude this beautiful wet live stream. And then I'm going to go probably dry off and get comfortable again because like I said, I got some water in my socks and that wasn't fun. But I walked. I did my task for the day. I achieved my goal. By the way, y'all, another thing I'm doing is Duolingo. If you ever wanted to learn a language, it's kind of a fun little way to do it. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but Duolingo is more like a game. So it's kind of a competition because you got other people that join you, people you don't know, you don't see, you don't talk to, but their names appear, like their names. It might not even be their real name. And it'll tell you so and so is ahead of you. They're taking your spot. And then you're like, oh man, I got to do more Spanish practice. That happened to me this morning. I was in bed for probably a half hour doing Duolingo, brushing up on my Spanish. And now I'm learning used to be, or used to do, or used to swim. Used to. The verb aba, I guess. Like, I used to be a teacher. Yo estaba la maestra, or una maestra. I used to be a teacher. So it's not esta, it's estaba. And then there's another one that's estáis, and it gets real complicated, y'all. Real complicated. But it's challenging and it's fun. It keeps the brain working, and the more you learn, the more your brain grows, and you can grow brain cells and brain tissue, and why not, you know, while you're living, grow it and use it. Use it or lose it. So yeah, anyway, that is all for me. I'm dwindling down in my viewers here, which is fine. People will watch it later when they're more awake, probably. I am going to go in. I am fasting today until about 11 o'clock. I'm going to be drinking water and probably black coffee. And I'm doing that because a friend of mine is going through a legal battle. They are trying to shut her down because she has Bible studies in her home. And it's because she used the word headquarters. And headquarters just meant where she runs the thing out of her home, a Bible study, a book study. And they took it to mean she was running a business. So now they're trying to prove she's illegally running a business out of her home and kick her out of her apartment. So I'm fasting on her behalf and praying on her behalf. And later on, I probably will be going to the hearing with her to support her. And that is why I am dedicating this live stream to my friend. I'm not going to name her name because you don't need to know her personal business. But we will just call her sister. That way you will know she is a sister in the Lord that I am praying for and believing for good outcome so that she doesn't get kicked out of her apartment. She's such a dear heart, such a giving soul, helps anybody that needs it. She gives food to the homeless and the hungry, literally stands on streets and makes sack lunches for people and, brings it to them. And just, she brought me to a food pantry the other day because we were going low on food. And just, yeah, she does not need to be kicked out of her apartment. You found the keyboard. I guess that's good. So now you can type a little bit, huh? My rule on here, or my thing on here, principle, whatever you want to call it, is as long as people are talking to me, I keep the live stream going. So if you want to keep me on the live stream, you ask me questions, you talk to me, whatever. Otherwise, I got better things to do than let you see my face saying nothing. Because I run out of things to say, y'all. I only have so much in the, ticker going on here. And I unloaded a lot this morning, especially on that second square walk. All right, so that is my plan today, is to fast until 11 and then support my friend in prayer. And other than that, today is what's called a rest and recover day, because as I told you, day one was the, watch this cat with the mouse. It's not a real mouse. It's actually a stone. It's shaped like a triangle, and they make it look like a mouse. And I think it had catnip on it at one time. And Maverick has discovered it. So he's now going to play with it for all of us, apparently. Get the mousey, man. Get it. Get it, buddy. Get the mouse. It's got little ears like a mouse on it. He must think it's a real mouse. I don't know. But maybe he'll do it again. Get the mousey, man. This is the way to get views on your videos, y'all. Film cats or dogs. People love animals. And we got Maverick in play mode right now, which is always fun. Oh, now he's going to give up? Fine, Mavy, be that way. Oh, well, I thought we had some entertainment for a moment. Apparently not. He changed his mind. All right, so yeah, then the rest of the day I will probably, at one point, obviously at 11, I will be finding some food to eat. Kind of leaning towards eggs today. Might make some egg salad. Not sure. I could do egg salad since I'm skipping breakfast. I could have an egg salad sandwich, even with 2 pieces of bread if I want, because I won't be eating anything for breakfast. So that might be the thing I do. I don't know. I'll throw some onions in with it, maybe chop up a dill pickle. Because, guys, if you're trying to lose weight and trying to balance your hormones, best thing for you is fermented foods. I got some fermented carrots going on right now. Just water and salt and carrots in a canning jar. And you just keep them covered up and leave them there for a couple weeks. And then you put them in the fridge. And you can drink that syrup up. It's supposed to be really good. My therapist told me that. Well, Matthew's therapist told us that. He ferments everything. But it's super good for you to eat fermented food. Sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir. I don't like kefir. Not a huge fan of kimchi, but we'll eat a little bit of it from time to time. I do like sauerkraut as long as it doesn't burn the roof of my mouth. Which, as you know, for the sleep apnea, I've been wearing that mouth appliance. And it messes with the roof of my mouth. It kind of creates little indentations, and sometimes the kefir stuff will irritate it. Like vinegar and stuff will sting a little bit. So sometimes I don't do kefir. Just depends. All right. Well, anyway, that is it for me. I don't have anything more to say. Nothing else in the memory bank to share. Feel like I've talked enough. So I think I will go for now, and I will catch you on the next live stream. I'm glad you're having fun with the monster icons there, Mom. Enjoy. All right, I'll see you on the next live stream, y'all. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you don't use it, you will lose it. See you next time.